Hello everyone and welcome back to another video for Destiny 2 Season of the Dawn. Today we'll be going over the weekly reset guide for February 4th, 2020. Welcome guys, this is the first reset of February 4th and honestly, Destiny is getting a bit better. We had a little bit of stalemate of content if I'm being honest, but now with the new Imperium Foundation and such, we're going to get into this week's weekly reset on what is new. So what I have done before I did anything else is I up going and just, getting all the weekly bounties. That way you don't see me running to and from each and every single area. And also it's just so then you guys aren't like, can you just get on with it already? So here we go. So from the Black Armory this week, it's obviously Forging the Future along with For the Armory. So complete 7 daily bounties over the course of this week, along with Ignite a Forge, Eliminate the Warden, and complete the Ignition. So if you want to do that, you can go right ahead. Black Armory is a little bit, stale, if I'm being honest. Now we have the bounties from the Sweeper bot. I am struggling with that for some reason. Of course, we have collect treasures by defeating enemy combatants anywhere in the system. Defeat enemies with class abilities. Imperial Bestiary. Defeat all species of enemies in the game. And then complete 8 daily Gambit bounties. That's probably going to take you a bit, but if you love Gambit, go ahead, jump in, whatever. So, of course, now we're going to move on to Gambit. So we have Yes Sir, I'm a Closer, followed by Might of the Traveler. So just win matches in Gambit, and then earn points by casting supers, defeating enemies with supers, and creating orbs of light. And, of course, then down here we have On the Grind. So earn points, enemies, defeating guardians, and banking moats. Now, if we go to good old-fashioned Hawthorne's all bounties, we have complete any raid with clanmates, win Crucible matches with clanmates, defeat other Guardians in Gambit with clanmates, and then there's a fourth one, just play with clanmates, essentially. There's nothing really, unique about it. Obviously, we have the raid weekly bounties as well, so we have the complete with both hands challenge, so that is for the Last Wish. We then have complete the Keep Out challenge, which is for the Last Wish as well. And then we have complete to each their own challenge, which is for Scourge of the Past. So if you want to go ahead and do that, I recommend going and doing that. We also have from good old, Banshee 44, On the Moon, calibrate weapons with precision final blows, earn bonus progress in lost sectors. We then have Field Calibration, which is, do strikes, crucible, gambit, etc. Earn bonus for precision and using energy or power weapons. And then last week's, of course, we have IO, which we're probably just going to junk that because there's no way I'm going to IO. And from the Vanguard this week, we have Earn in multiple strikes, defeat enemies with void final blows. So 3 strikes and 150. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. Very easy. And then we have complete strikes and defeat at least 1 Cabal strike boss. So you can kind of put those 2 and 2 together. Mainly because you really don't want to do 6 strikes or whatever. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. And you don't want to, 4 strikes because you don't do a Cabal boss. So just jump in any strike and meander away. For Crucible this week, we have complete Crucible matches, casting your super, defeating opponents with your super, and shutting down opponents. Same as last week. And then we have just complete Crucible matches, wins grant the most efficient progress. Now that we're done the weekly bounties, what I want to do first is I want to go to the Tower Obelisk here. The reason for this is I'm going to show you guys the Imperium Foundation. For that, what you guys got to do is you got to talk to Saint 14, and then you will be asked about what your resonance power is, and then you can pick up 6,100. So since mine is 6,100, you'll end up picking up 6,100 Imperial Fractaline. And then you can invest it, and you need 5,000 for an emblem, shaders. We're not going to touch that right now. We're going to touch base on that in a future video, which will come out later today after the weekly reset guide, but stay tuned for that. Of course, we're also going to go over the bounties. So this week we have Leaderless They Fall, kill 10 fallen captains, which they've reduced the amount that you need to do, which is, if you ask me. And then we have defeat enemies using a grenade launcher, so kill them rapidly with 2 or more. We then have defeat enemies using swords or melee damage, followed by defeat Hive with precision damage. Then we have 3 birds, 1 stone, so a scout rifle, rapidly defeat enemies in groups of 3 or more without reloading. And then we have complete adventures anywhere in this solar system. Finally, from the Obelisk of Nessus, we have use kinetic weapons, rapidly defeating enemies in groups of 3 or more without taking damage. So that can kind of go in with the scout rifle. And then finally, we have cut to the defeat enemies in groups of 2 or more. So those are the bounties from the obelisks this week. Actually, they're very, very easy, and honestly, you can do them all in the course of an hour. I do have guides on multiple of these, and if I don't have a guide out, you guys will know, what the guide is for each and every one as I come out with more of them. Now that we've covered that, obviously, we don't really need to cover anything else in the tower, mainly due to the fact that I've already told you guys that you can pick up the quest from Saint 14 to continue the Imperium Foundation's quest line. It's available for all players. You don't have to own the Season's Pass. It's just go and do it. It's something to do, right? So now that we've covered every single thing in the tower, we are obviously going to go to the store, now, not first, and look at what is in the featured tabs and such this week. So we have the new exotic ornaments, which we looked at last week, of course. I'm kind of not going to do anything more from the featured tab. We're going to do the weekly offerings, followed by anything worth bright dust, and that's going to kind of, go through everything here. So we have the cowbell multiplayer emote, which is... that's a mess. We then have the Black Death for the... whatchamacallit? Crimson? Wow, I literally could not remember the name of this gun. Not a bad ornament, if I do say so myself. We then have the Prod, which is a ship. I don't think I've ever seen this ship before. It's interesting, at least. I mean, it's new. I'll give it that. Oh, it even has lore to it. Tex Machina's, or Tex 99-40's ship. I don't know who that is. We have the Tex Machina shell, of course, for ghosts who like to tame a wild frontier. Kind of reminds me of a good old Pirates of the Caribbean feel, or like a metal punk-ish shell. Finally, we have the Spur of the Moment vehicle, which is obviously just a sparrow with a golden bull at the front. Not really too new, if I do say so myself. For Bright Dust this week, which is only what people care about, because no one really buys anything in this game anymore, I noticed. We have the Playground Ride, which is, you just, do that. We kind of covered that one already. The Lampion Shell, which we've looked at. We then have the Cryosepilia S, out of the grass into the sky ship, which kind of looks like from the picture. Oh, I thought it was another Fallen Catch. We then have the Poison Courier Shell, the Shifting Loyalties for the Dustrock Blues. I like that a lot, actually. Reminds me of Trials of the Nine. We have the Rulant Mask for the Hunter. It's the universal ornament this season. All the ornaments this season suck, though, so it doesn't really matter. We have the Lantern Projection for the Ghost, because I believe it is Chinese New Year right now. Is it? Something like that. Finally, we have the Palm Tree Projection, the Cabal Shield Breaker, followed by the Coastal Suede Shader. Suede. We'll say Suede. Byzantium Lotus Shader as well. And, of course, we have our 3 Gleaming Boons. Now we're going to jump into the world map, or the galaxy map for destinations, and we're going to show you guys every single thing that is new this week. For the weekly challenges in Destiny 2, we have multiple things new this week. For Mercury, we have Inotom, the Oblivion's Triune. For the Sundial, he is the brand new boss, I would say, of the Scion Flare that is... so make sure you go and kill him. For the daily forge rotation, of course, today as we go into the EDZ, it is the Bergusia Forge. So after the Bergusia Forge, it goes to Volundor, then Gofanon, then Izanami, and it will repeat over and over. Just, if it's Bergusia, then it will be Volundor, etc., the next day. This week for Mars, we have Kathok, Roar of Zol, which drops the SMG for the Ikalos weapon variants. It's not a bad SMG. It's currently fallen off the map a bit, but I would still recommend doing it and picking it up. So make sure you go and do it if you'd like. No one really does escalation protocols anymore, but they're very easy compared to when they first started. The Flashpoint is located on Nessus this week in the Arcadian Valley, and the weekly Singe for all things in strikes, etc., is solar. So make sure if you have anything solar, you put those on. For the Ordeal this week, the Nightfall is the Tree of Probabilities. So make sure you go and do that if you want to get the DFA Legendary Hand Cannon. Of course, the Nightfalls this week are the Lake of Shadows, which drops the Militia's Birthright. Perfect for getting the Mountaintop. At least I think so. It's a decent grenade launcher. It's like the discount Mountaintop. Have the Pyramidion, which drops the Silicone Neuroma, which is a legendary sniper rifle, and then the Festering Core, which currently doesn't have any unique item, which is a little shitty if you ask me, but you know what? I don't make this game. I just, The Dreaming City this week is the Spine of Karis for the Ascendant Challenge and is on medium strength, so make sure you go and do that if you'd like. The Ascendant Challenge, Spine of Karis, like I just said, the challenge this week is the Shattered Ruins, so make sure you go there to do it. We then have the Shattered Throne, of course, which no more because we all do that nice good old one on the moon. Speaking of the moon, now guys, every single thing that is new this week on the moon. So for Nightmare Hunts this week, we have the Nightmare Hunt of Anguish, which is the Nightmare of Omnigul, followed by the Nightmare Hunt of Servitude for Zydron, the Vex Gatelord from D1, of course. Then we have the Nightmare Hunt Pride, which is Skolas, the Kel of Kells. So make sure you do all those if you'd like to, do it. I mean, no one really does Nightmare Hunts anymore, I notice, which is perfectly fine. I don't really mind, but it's kind of like, when can we do Nightmare Hunts that, they don't suck? I mean, they're just hard. Let's just face that. And, of course, we have the good old-fashioned Pit of Heresy, so defeat Zolmak, the Instrument of Torment. And then, of course, we have the story mission today, which is a Mysterious Disturbance, which is this one a lot. I don't know why, but it just happens to, be this one. I couldn't tell you guys why. I'm very curious as to why it's always the first mission, but, I don't really make this game. I'm done. On Nessus this week, for the Menagerie, we have Pagori, the Hive Oak. Very easy. And you also get the Truth quest from him, so if you haven't done that already, make sure you go and do it. The modifiers this week are Extinguish, Match Game, and Attrition, of course. And I'm going to start doing the Reckoning on telling you guys what is in the Reckoning. So the boss is the Swords, so it's the 3, discount Alacool guys that will come at you. They drop the Just In Case, which is a sword, the Scout Rifle, the Sidearm, the Last Man Standing Shotgun, which I literally played 5,000 Gambit games to get and never got it, and then the Soul Survivor Sniper Rifle. Next week it will be the Likeness of Oryx, so make sure you go and kill him if you haven't already, if you want to pronounce Oryx. But unfortunately, that will conclude the video for this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video on me telling you everything for the weekly reset. So do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification box. I'm posting daily Destiny content for Season of the 2 of the Dawning, the Crimson Days and everything else in between. Comment down below if this helped you in any way, shape, or form. Subscribe if you're new, hit the notification box, blah, 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 blah. And as always, guys, have a great day and peace out.